Come and join our school community using the link below. We've put everything in one place, including the streaming platform shows. Bare knuckle boxing carries a vicious and brutal stigma.
Whether traditional dating or modern dating is the right thing to do.
Like, my entire perception of myself changed when I had the knowledge that I was going to go bald.
I think for men, one of the biggest insecurities is their hair.
So what you tend to notice is that both partners need to work in order to make ends meet.
Eventually led to the comeback.
I'm going to twist again. I'm going to go to the next level.
Yep. So I went a bit wild for like 2-3 years.
Comes easy. You can talk to anybody, and then you have your base. You have your like kind of baseline volume. So I don't talk much lower than this now.
As you just saw, one-to-one calls, live group calls twice per week. Take yourself from last man to first man and unlock more and more benefits with each passing week. It'll also be the official home of the 1M podcast moving forward. With 1M House, we have a dedicated filming location to make this happen. Additionally, all the courses and future courses are included. All the old videos from YouTube. I'll see you there. Enjoy the video. Right then, guys, welcome back to another video. You join me in a slightly different setup. I'm going back to Granada in about 2 weeks and then spending a week there and then coming back again. So there's just no point me grabbing anything fancy for the time being. Might as well just stay here all set up. Before we start, guys, the school community is available. I will be releasing loads of these on the school community. So, sorry if my enthusiasm's low. I just recorded this once and realised I didn't tick the right box, so you couldn't actually hear me. And I smashed it. It was a great video. But the school community is live. You can join us now. Now, additionally, on top of that, and there'll be loads of these videos on there. I'm just doing one of these as a preview for you guys, but there will be 10, 20, 30 of these moving forward. I want to start doing them again, but it makes sense to do them on school. They take me a lot of time, and if they take me a lot of time, it should be a premium service that people pay for, because I do believe they're that good. Before we start, streaming platform, I just want to address this once, guys, and we're done. We're out. Okay, I get it. I worked my balls off on that streaming platform. It didn't go to plan. When I first did it, the company that I was working with, they messed up. I mean, I don't want to pass the buck, but in hindsight, I did make a mistake. I probably should have just gone straight onto school or Uscreen or something like that and just done it on there. I paid for an expensive platform because I thought we would scale so quickly that I'd be losing money paying Stripe and PayPal. So that's why I did it. I wanted our own space so we could do what we wanted to. In hindsight, I should have done more research. I apologize. I fucked up on that. And, people saying, oh, I paid £100 for lifetime. Look, guys, when those donations came in, believe me, I'm not an emotional man. I came close to tearing up because I was like, I've never asked for anything out of you guys. And I was like, wow, for them to do that for me, they must really think something of me. And it hit me emotionally. I was sat there at the time and I was like, I'm going to have to go for a walk and grab a coffee or something because this is overwhelming. So believe me, it meant something to me at that moment. But people are saying, oh, I put £100 into this and whatnot. I do appreciate it, but I also have lost about £200,000. And I'm not saying that's worse because everyone's in different situations, but fuck, we're in this together. Like, people saying scams, guys, 18 months I've stressed about this. I moved from the platform, it didn't work. I put another 50 grand in to try and fix the payment structure. Didn't work, they couldn't fix it. So in the end, I just said, guys, forget about it. I've lost so much money on this, it's pointless. I moved over to Uscreen. It still wasn't right because the bills, it just wasn't worth it, bills-wise. Found school. And also, I couldn't produce content quick enough. I mean, I produced a documentary and everyone's like, what's the next one? I set up a documentary with 9 people in it and 4 of them drop out on the day that I'm supposed to be filming. Like, it's just, people are unreliable. With school, it's like I can have everything in one place. It just works perfectly for you guys. It's the perfect system. And, a lot of people said to me, why don't you make it free for the lifetime, guys? Don't comment on things you don't know about because I tried. I've talked to my team many a time and I've said, look, let's make school free for all the lifetime people. We went back and forth and they said, look, Chris, we can't. Logistically, it's a nightmare. If you've got thousands of people on a free live stream, it's a nightmare. You can't do it. You want the best of the best who are actually willing to pay because people don't value free. And they were like, look, I know they've paid £100. I know you love these guys. I know you want to deliver something for them, but you can't do this. I was like, okay, so what's the lowest that we can do? And school even reached out to us because we were inviting people and they were like, this is a paid community. You're inviting a lot of people. We recommend not to. So I completely understand. But we dropped the price to $29. That's what for the lifetime, guys. And it's currently still $29. I will leave that open to whoever wants to come in for the next, I don't know, till midnight, and then I'm going to shut it down. Or tomorrow morning when I wake up, I'm going to shut that down, change it back to the normal price of 49, and at the end of the month, it's going to go up to 99. Okay, we just have to do it, because if you have thousands of people trying to join calls, it doesn't make sense. It makes sense to have more. It makes sense to have less people paying a little bit more, but then they value the service more. This is what I've been told. But school is the perfect system. It's got everything that we need, guys. As you saw in the intro video, it is perfect for what we're trying to accomplish. So, believe me, I've tried. I've battled with this non-stop. I love you guys to pieces. I've always tried to do the best for you guys. I could have gone and took that money and bought a house in Marbella, sat on the beach, feet up, and just recorded content for you guys. But I wanted to push. I wanted to create something new. I saw the narrative, the left-wing narrative that was out in the world, and I was like, men need something better. I want to replace GQ. I've always done it with the best of intentions, but I'm not perfect. I've made mistakes along the way. I hired the wrong people. I should have taken a different direction, but you live and you learn. I'm 31 years old. Moving forward now, I feel like I've got the perfect system. YouTube, school, 1M House. This community's thriving. 1M House was unbelievable. The guys in the community are personal friends of mine now. If you want to join school or 1M House, the options are there. You want to come and visit I meet some of the guys are telling me, I'm going out to 1M House in October. Do you want to meet me? And I'm like, yeah, cool. I'll fly out at the same time. We can all hang out. If you want that experience with high level guys, that's available for you. Same with the school. But you know, people want to keep giving me shit on here regarding the streaming platform. Fuck you. I'm done with that crap. I'm not going to reply ever again. I've told the story. You guys know how this has happened. As far as I'm concerned, now we've solved the problem. It is available on school. And the documentaries and series are unbelievable. Everything on school is unbelievable. The one-to-one calls, the seminars, we're going to be doing podcasts moving forwards. These body language analysis videos will be on here in mass. This is just a preview for everybody. It's the best community on there by far. I don't care what anybody says. I've looked through a lot of other communities. They're not very professional. There's people with like 8,000 followers just doing some real garbage blog stuff from 10 years ago. And I'm just like, school just seems like the next big place it's going to be at. We're going to crush it. I can provide so much more content for you guys on that platform, much more high level, much more in detail. Guys are jumping on the call, and I know them because I've met them at 1M House, and I'm like, this is amazing. It's given me a new lease of life, a new kick. My energy's back, and I can't wait to do this, guys. It's going to be phenomenal. Wait until you see the plans with 1M House moving forward. It's going to be great. But let's dive into this video. I've done this once already, so this sucks. But at least I know what I'm looking for. So the reason I'm using this, George Clooney, it was 9 years ago when I watched this video for the first time, and this changed my life. Really changed my life. I was like, how do I become like this guy? And remember I said to you guys before, it's not about spreading out and being the biggest alpha male. Like, I learned that over time. George Clooney's doing it now, where he's very relaxed. He's in this very relaxed pose, and this guy isn't. This guy's on edge. Look, bent elbows, hand on there, pointing the finger. He's referencing from quite a high place as well. If we just play this on.
We agree. We don't.
There's like a waggle finger, right? It's a lot higher. Where you want to be is in the truth plane, which is where George is, which we'll see in a second.
Want to go on Celebrity Jeopardy?
You're not going near that thing.
No way.
No, you're better to be thought an idiot than to prove it.
There. Do you see where he's gesturing? I'll stand up. This is called the truth plane, okay? It's this section here. Down there. So you gesture from your abdomen, and you'll see a lot of presidents do it. You'll see CEOs do it. You'll see high-level people do it. They'll all gesture from that stomach area. It's called the truth plane. It was by a guy called Mark Bowden. And he's a body language expert. I read all his books for years. He was talking about the reptilian brain and all these things. The guy's an absolute genius when it comes to body language. And by being in that area, you know, before Tate was doing that and sitting there like that, like Mark Bowden was doing that, okay? And it's like a hand clasp thing. You just keep it around the waist and you just gesture from that zone. You don't bring it up too high because that's excitable. If it's too low, it's untrustworthy and, you know, you look like you've got low confidence. But if you do it from the truth plane, you just gesture outwards and you point from there. George Clooney doing it in a very slow manner, and this other guy, waggle finger high up, is a massive difference in terms of like perceived confidence.
I think you do pretty well. Like you did in Disney's new movie Tomorrowland. Congratulations, just out. In my house, we're on our third showing.
See, he's gesturing up here again.
Elliot, our 12-year-old, loves it. And I love the idea. You're a brilliant inventor. I'm an inventor.
This is one thing that George is brilliant at, okay? This is some really high-level stuff. Watch this. And I was saying this on our one-to-one call the other day. One of the guys from school, I won't mention his name, but he was smart enough and kind enough to record our call. And he said at the end, if you want the footage for all the rest of the guys, then you can have it. So he's paid for, 2 hours of time. You guys are getting it for free on schools. If you sign up, that's available. It's a one-to-one call with me. We were talking about confidence, body language, tonality, projecting your voice, which we'll go through in this video. And, you know, he was kind enough to record that, and like I said, smart enough to record that and give it to you guys, so you've got all that value now that's on there. And we were talking about this exact topic, which is, for me, it's like an NFL thing, it's a quarterback thing, which is staying in the pocket. A lot of people don't do this. A lot of people don't stay in the pocket. And you watch George here, and I'll show you.
Congratulations, just out. In my house, we're on our third showing. Elliot, our 12-year-old, loves it.
So he's laughed then. You know, he's done his little laugh, his little movement, and he stays in the pocket. Watch this.
And I love the idea. You're a brilliant inventor.
There he is, composed, back in. So it's the laugh, holding eye contact, straight back in. A lot of people would laugh, move around, you know, feel uncomfortable, have a little shuffle. And then what's he saying next? George, everything in one motion. Do you remember that McGregor video where he was like, this is you, bang, bang, bang. And then you dance off, you do a little movement. He was like, this is me, bang, 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 stay there in the pocket. It's the same thing, but in body language. So you do your gesture, you do your conversation, you have your little laugh, you hold eye contact, you stay in that pocket, you stay focused, you lock in. That's exactly what he's done there. There's no need to do too much. Everyone thinks you need to do too much in life. It's like, you know, if a girl hasn't spoken to you for a week, guys are like, I need to remind her that I exist. You don't need to. Like, less is more as a man. You don't need to keep checking in. You don't need to keep doing things. Same in body language. Why would you shuffle around? Why would you start moving? Why would you start scratching and whatnot? You don't need to do that. Just stay in the pocket. Just stay right there. You don't have to talk. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to do any drastic movements and whatnot. You just stay right there, focused. You do your laugh, you look, you stay. You don't have to move, rock back and forth, whatnot. George is a master of this.
Venture to save the planet, but you first have to get through a crazy home invasion. We're going to show that right now.
So we're going to jump this bit, guys, because obviously it's, you know, copyright potentially. So let's go to here.
That was my agent, by the way.
So you're going to open yourself up to a whole new...
So he's done it again. That's exactly what I mentioned to you guys earlier. Ready? Let's go here. That'll do, guys. We'll go here.
That was my agent, by the way.
So you're going to open yourself...
So he makes that low gesture down in the truth plane. It was down there. With a little movement, makes a joke, stays composed. Everyone's laughing their head off. He stays composed, stays in that pocket, maintains eye contact, and just stays in that pocket. That's where people say, oh, this guy is so charismatic. They're not saying anything particularly funny. They're not doing anything particularly esoteric. But by staying in that pocket, staying composed, it's an absolute game changer. And George, again, is a master of that.
To a whole new audience here.
Yeah, this is the first time I've done a film with, the premiere was mostly children.
And it's working with...
So that's interesting. So that was the polar opposite, but he brought it back center. So he couldn't think of the words, and, you know, he was trying to describe, with children, he was getting a little bit stuttery, and he was moving around. He actually gestured a little bit higher, you guys will be able to see, but he brings it back center, okay? Watch this. This is the natural nerdy Clooney. This is why anybody can do it, because this guy's naturally a nerd from the old pictures. Everyone knows that.
The first time I've done a film with, the premiere was mostly...
So he's gesturing high, he's going, stuttering.
Children.
And
weird, awkward laugh. You can tell he's uncomfortable there.
And it's working with him.
And then boom, brings it straight back. And that's what the best people do. It's like if a woman catches you off guard, if she says to you, do you know what, actually, I would never go for you. I think you're really ugly. Some guys would go, oh, really? Oh, like, yeah, I guess I'm not the best looking. But like, they can see you've just been absolutely shattered in terms of confidence. Whereas if you just stopped, smiled, laughed and went, yeah, fine, no problem. And just got on with whatever you were doing. Like, you just show that you're unflat. Like, it doesn't bother me. Like, that's your opinion. You just move on. But some guys would get annoyed. Or you make a joke. The best thing to do is make a joke around it. But some guys get really flustered. You know, it's not a good look. And they start panicking. So, yeah, that's one thing you definitely shouldn't do. And they'll go back at her. They'll be like, well, you're ugly too. Like, this is the same thing. It comes from the same place as what Clooney's doing here.
And I love the basic idea. This whole idea of Tomorrowland is a place for dreamers, a whole bunch of people who are just going to be freed up to try to save the world.
Yeah.
See how high that guy's gesturing as well, and look, he's holding tightly on there. He's pretty nervous. He's interviewing Clooney, whereas in exchange, and I don't have my pen, guys. I tried to bring it up, it wouldn't work. Clooney is here in the truth plane, but side on. He's got the hands down there. It's the same as the truth plane, but he's just gesturing from that pocket.
When Brad Bird, who was the director, one of the writers with Damon, came to me with the project, I thought, I love the idea of it because the idea was, we're losing sight of, it starts with the NASA program and how we're losing sight of doing the things we used to do and dreaming. and we're losing sight of doing things.
And actually, any single person.
So that's important there, right? Clooney got interrupted, but one thing that's crucial for you guys to do is don't disrupt the rhythm. So finish your sentence. Watch this.
Dreaming, and we're losing sight of doing things.
And actually, any single person.
And he stayed composed. So Clooney's so good at this. He stays composed, and instead of, he's trying to finish his sentence and somebody butts in, he finishes his sentence and then he goes bang straight into the pocket, hold eye contact again. And it's like, yeah, you interrupted me, but I made it seem as though you didn't. I was still powerful enough to finish what I wanted to say. If you were talking and you just stop and somebody interrupts you and you let them go, it's a power move from that person. You've just let them take something from you. Whereas if you keep talking and you finish what you're trying to say, and instead of rushing the words out so that you can get them finished in time, you stay composed, you stay in a rhythmic pace, they will just look rude because it will just look like they're talking over you. And over time, people will just be like, forget that guy. That's the guy that I want to listen to. It's staying composed.
Can make a difference.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in that.
I love the way they pitched the movie to you too. The true they brought you the original Tomorrowland plans from Disney World.
And there was they had white gloves on. They unfolded was the blueprint, and then they took a black light over the top of it, and there was an entire other blueprint for a Disney Tomorrowland to be built under Tomorrowland, which they never did do, but it sort of inspired them with the idea.
This is one thing that Clooney does really well as well. I don't think he's a fantastic talker. I don't think, it's like body language. 93% of what you're saying is tonality and body language. It's only 7% that actually matters, according to studies. Clooney's not saying anything drastically like, wow, like Clooney, that's so profound. His voice is fantastic, and that happens over time, and I'll teach you how to project in a second, but he brings down his sentences at the end. He finishes everything like this. And it's almost confirmation, like, I'm done. It can't be argued with. It's a statement. Whereas if you go for the Valley Girl accent and you start raising everything up at the end, it sounds like you're saying, can I have permission? I'm asking a question. Whereas with Clooney, he just finishes off right like this and brings everything down at the end. And do you know where that comes from? And I'm going to teach you something now, guys. It's starting strong. So when I was younger, I had a bit more anxiety. I was a bit more timid. And this is why my voice has got deeper over the years with these videos, is that I would maybe walk into a room in the morning and I would be feeling anxious and I haven't spoken to anybody that day, and I would just let my voice just go, and it would be, morning, how are you? Okay, yeah, morning. Like quite quiet, because that was the tone that I was operating at. I don't let myself do that now. Wherever I am, whatever I'm doing, busy train, public area, no matter where it will be, small room, I have a baseline that I don't go below, and you saw this at the start. This is what we're talking about in the call, in the intro. I'll walk into a room now and I'll go, good morning, how is everybody? That sort of tonality, that sort of volume. Good morning, everybody. Do you know what I mean? Just come in with that sort of volume. Or somebody asks you in a restaurant or a cafe, can I get you anything? You're like, yes, what I would like is, come in strong. If you go, yeah, if you could just get me, like, how many people have you seen do that? You got to start strong, because then everything else follows. And when you start strong and high, you have, not high, but you start loud, you have the ability to bring it down at the end. You have more breathing space to play with it. Singers will do this too. Singers take in more breaths so that they can operate from that area. If you start low, you can't really hit the high notes at the end because you don't have enough oxygen. And that's what you've got to do. You've got to start strong. You've got to speak with strength. You've got to project it. You've got to believe in your voice, because a lot of people don't think that they should be heard in life. And that's terrible. Everyone should be heard. There was a young guy in a store, I told you guys in an old video, and he was dressed like a gangster and he looked the part, and there was this person in the way, and he just went, excuse me, excuse me. And I just went, buddy, look, I'll do it for you. I went, excuse me, we're trying to get through. And this person was like shocked and a little bit, yeah, oh, okay, sorry. Don't be afraid of offending people. People will move out the way. You have to communicate what you want in life. If you're too quiet, people actually get annoyed with you. When I was younger, if I was in a cafe and somebody said, what would you like? Or a restaurant, and I went, oh, can I just have, and I was trying to be cool. Oh, hey, can I just have, and I was trying to be really quiet. They're like, what was that? Excuse me? Sorry, I can't hear you. You're being really quiet. That's way more embarrassing than you speaking loudly and saying, what I'll have is, we'll take 2 coffees. I have the almond croissant, and I'll have a water as well. Thank you so much. They're like, oh, well, I know what you want, and I'll move on. That's way less embarrassing. That's actually very normal behavior than, oh, can I have a... And they're like, what's that? Excuse me? What did you say? Nobody wants to repeat themselves. It just looks embarrassing. And when you're young, it sounds kind of cool to mumble, you know, stay quiet. It only works in like 2 industries, which one's like rap and the other one's grime, like, which is the same industry. It doesn't really work in any other industry to be that like murmuring guy and whatnot. You need to be, in life, projecting your voice like Clooney does. You need to have that strength and push it out and believe in what you're saying. I remember when I was younger, when I'd lie a lot more. I'd say something to a woman, trying to get her into bed. If I didn't believe in what I was saying, my voice would go, huh. It would just give up on me. And it's because there was no conviction. My voice was almost going, yeah, that's not true. I'm going to expose you, because I'm not believing in it when I'm saying it. And when a lot of you guys are speaking, whether it's in public or in different areas, you're not believing when you're speaking. You're trying to say something and you're just like, oh, I don't really want to believe. Push it out there. You belong. Like, somebody has to be that guy. Somebody has to be the man in public. See, there's hundreds of people everywhere. Somebody has to be that outspoken guy. Somebody has to be the confident one. It doesn't mean about being the loudest. It just means being the calmest, most comfortable and most composed, like Clooney is. It makes the world of difference, guys. Believe me. And for those of you going, what's this guy's credentials? I did a body language course for 2 years. And I've got a distinction. So I've got it all there. So I did actually study it for a long, long time.
Come to this naturally. We did our research and found out you were an inventor.
I did a lot of. I built a couple of robots for science fair, and my father had a talk show that I would wheel the robot.
You got to show the George Clooney who built the robots.
Oh, is this a good picture? Yeah, no, that's a good haircut. You know, my mom cut my hair. You can't tell. That was. I still have those glasses too.
Yeah, they're working.
There's worse pictures of me out there.
Yeah, there's worse pictures of all of us out there.
You see that, guys? One thing you can't control with body language unless you train it is your feet. Your feet are the furthest away from your brain, so you can't unconsciously control these things. You know, they will expose you. That's why when somebody's trying to be confident but they're shuffling or their foot's bouncing when they're sat still. Clooney just did it there, so he was obviously uncomfortable. But this is the difference between Clooney and you can see here. You can see his foot bounce, and I'll show you guys.
Out there.
Yeah, there's pictures of all of us out there.
The mullet.
He started moving a bit quicker, hands went up high, you can read, he's like, oh God, this is an uncomfortable moment, that wasn't great, everyone's laughing at me. And then he realises again, hey, do you know what? I'm fucking George Clooney, watch this.
Much worse shot.
Yeah. I avoided the mullet.
There he is again, strong eye contact, composed, I'm locked in again, I'm George Clooney. I'm back in the pocket. And that's what it's all about, being in the pocket. If you can bring yourself back centre no matter what somebody says to you, no matter how somebody tests you, if you can just stop, go back into that pocket and just control yourself and just stay in that zone, oh my God, guys, it's a game changer. It's a skill beyond itself.
I did avoid the mullet for a little while, but you know, this is the first time you've been here since you got married. Congratulations.
That's right, I'm a married man now. Everything's different now.
Is it really different?
Actually, it is.
It is, see?
I was going to make a joke, but no, it is actually very different.
Gotta say,
So this is interesting because he didn't actually say anything profane there again, nothing great, it wasn't particularly funny. He even said I was going to say a joke, but it is actually different. So he's not really done a lot, but everybody's pissing themselves laughing. He looks charismatic. It looks like a really entertaining, interesting conversation, but it's just because he brings it back center. He stays in the pocket. It was an uncomfortable moment, but he just worked it so well. Watch this. So at each moment, didn't really have a lot to say. At each moment, it could have been awkward. But the fact he didn't go, well, I messed up there. Actually, what I was supposed to say was, that's what you see a lot of people do. George will just stay there, stay composed, stay in the pocket, and I mean, the best thing I can do is play it for you.
Everything's different.
Is it really different?
Actually, it is.
It is, see?
I was going to make a joke, but no, it is actually very different.
Gotta say, every once in a while, I know this.
Just maintaining that confidence 24/7. That's what it is, guys. Staying in that pocket. It's the one thing I always say at the end of all these body language analysis videos. One person always does something better than other people. And George, what he does best, his tonality is fantastic, the way he brings it down at the end. But the one thing George does better than anybody I've ever seen is staying in that pocket, like a quarterback. He's getting rushed, he's under pressure, stays composed, lets the moment pass, maintains the eye contact, little smirk and smile. He's back there, he's asking questions, he's calm again. Hey, guess what? I'm George Clooney. What are you going to do about it? And he's back there. If you can master that. So you guys will get very uncomfortable scenarios. Catch yourself in the moment. Oh, somebody's made me feel really uncomfortable. Bring it straight back. Lock in. You know, I'm about to say something. I can't think of the words. It doesn't matter. We'll move on. And you just maintain eye contact. And people go, oh, okay, you haven't made a big deal of it. It's obviously not an issue. George is fantastic at that. And that'll keep you in the pocket. So that is the body language analysis, guys. It's been a while. It's been so nice to make again. Meeting all the guys has given me that lease of life again on this business. I know exactly what I want moving forward. I can see the 10-year plan here and how we're going to improve men. We're actually going to be able to teach them here, get them in the school community and give them even more education, meet them in real life at 1M House, and I can teach you one-to-one seminars and whatnot. It's like, oh my God, I'm excited. I'm excited. It's everything that I ever imagined. And the guys in 1M House will tell you. Feel free to ask them. They'll probably drop a comment on this video. If you join the school community, you'll see them all. They'll all be commenting on it. They'll all be, you've seen all the photos on Instagram, all the videos and whatnot. Some of the shorts we've put out. It's the best community in the world. It really is. I love every part of it. Meeting all the guys has just given me I can see the clear direction for the next 10 years of my life, guys, and I love it. Just YouTube, school, YouTube, school, 1M House. And 1M House, the plans that we have for it moving forwards, it's going to be ridiculous. God knows where we're going to be in a few years. And it's nice because, it's taken time. Made a few mistakes, guys. I'm not perfect. I figured it out now, though, and I have this system in place. And now it's just time to give back to you guys and master what we have rather than trying to do something new. So, yeah, I appreciate all the support, guys. It's not been easy. I understand people's frustrations. I'm not deluded. I get it, but we've done it. We made it happen. And the school community is the best I've ever seen. So hopefully I'll see you there, guys. I'll keep it open at $29 for a little while, but it will go up probably by tomorrow morning. So best of luck with everything, guys. I hope this helps. Body language analysis is back. This channel is back. This brand is back. I appreciate every single one of you. I'll speak to you all soon.